Not like you had time to plan to play around. You're still a better swimmer. I think the other side of our family, after all. You could hearken the fact that you got the height genes, at least. And the bust genes. It's not really the right kind of thing to say around others. Lily's been to scold Akira. She doesn't have a unmistakable, sadly cheeky grin on her face. Akira really minds that, judging from her nonchalant expression. I don't either. Naga's looking down and blushing fiercely beside me. Just seconds aside, the friends do relieve a bored, however you say that word, lifestyle. Seems early divorced from life that Lily and Akira lived until now. I suppose practicality must have made the decision for them. Towards a wealthy and well-connected lineage only adds to the notable air Lily almost seems to have, though. It's no small wonder none of it seems to be brought out on Akira. They are as little as siblings can be. One similarity seems they shared confidence, which can be both endearing and a headache at times. Most of it continues much the same, Naga eventually leaving the Sato sisters and I to ourselves as she heads back to her dorm to rest. For a while, the only audible sound from Lady's teacup and saucer can be occasionally heard as she slowly drinks. The sound is drained as Lily and I wait for the elephant in the room to be addressed. So, Lady put her cuff down, putting her sister at uninvited attention. Lily on one side of the table and Kira at the other, the almost feels like a judge passing down a verdict. Hear that you two are going out now? I can decide Lady's Akira the sources of Akira's knowledge. Gives a general nod to Akira, which I mirror in information. Suddenly it's proper time and place to do so, Akira being the closest figure to apparently has ever had much of her life. I bow deeply with my hands on the floor before me, and my head very nearly the same. I'll take good care of your sister, Akira. I promise you. See, he's a lovely young gentleman. I just heard my voice coming from a lower position than usual. Swinging myself back up, my head standing looking to Akira from under my brow. That's true, they must have told them what I see a judge relating objections. Generally, the type to just prove what others known, something that leads them to respect in my eyes. Oh, the fashion type, huh? Well, he's the kind of person I guess you go for. No problem with it. I guess I wish you the best. You might not like it. I can't really do anything anyway. I ran on appreciation to her. This Lily took a small sigh of relief. Likely more of their duty than the actual belief Akira might have any problem with us being together. Do wonder though, how's the rest of the family taking it? Particularly the part of Redding and Maku. Have you told her? Smiles turned to grimaces as Akira grinned silently evilly. This would turn the knife best after all. Putting up with it may be the best term for the situation. Don't you agree so? Yeah, that sounds about right. At least being responsible about it. Good to hear. The girl can be a handful at the best of times. She finishes back and forth during the trip, and she is already busting my child for seeing my boyfriend when we came back. After leaving in Dickie so long, she just cared for the little guy. His mind assumes a lot of reaction in telling a relationship, but decided not to bring it up. Then at a point of the mutual empathy. Okay? And Kira's comments only back that up. Well then, that's settled. Gotta work early tomorrow, so better be off. Kristen stayed with a grunt. Her hands on her knees pushed herself up. I just don't Kira's eyes lingering on Lily for a couple of seconds before turning away as she begins to take her leave. As she walked out of the door, she stopped and looked up thoughtfully, returning to us one last time. Oh yeah, I almost got to tell you. Akira, what did I expect any less? Come to think of it, we haven't been doing that, and we should probably do that, because, that's kind of important. Because, diseases and stuff, that's kind of bad. Well, you guys couldn't, actually see anything, but I could, and I'm not sure / don't remember if they had. So if they didn't, they should start doing that because it's kind of important. Anyway, Use protection, every time. I felt yelling at tea in her mouth. Entering my own, Lily's composure holds perfectly as she's entirely unfazed. I'm kind of impressed. We are, don't worry. Not a girl. See yous. With that, she turns straight out of the door. Hand tie as she disappears in a darkened hallway, closing the door behind her. Most reaction I must have slopping forwards on the table, completely drained of energy and truly exhausted by her. Lily's ability to hold her own against that suited devil is something I admire. She really is incredibly blunt. I don't think you'll be able to keep up with your sister's energy. If really a soft hand couldn't rest my own. But my head decided to see her gently smiling. For a long time, we instantly stayed beside each other silently. Giving her unquestionably unusual height. She was as tall as I am. Probably giving a couple centimeters higher, if anything. Like this, she even appears even taller. Then your pale, soft hand against mine is a pleasant one, as is the sight of the thin silken muslin she wears, showing her curves and collarbone. You do get on well enough, though, even if you do say that. I guess. You know, you're a lot more alike than I thought when I first met you. It's good that I frequently stopped here going after her, isn't it? All these jokes about it. My sister's inability to keep with Akira, although physically or mentally was quite in earnest. Lily's slow-paced and ladylike, almost brotherly nature is perhaps the single thing that helps you most in my first week in Aku. Couldn't think of it. Wait, since which were you using protection? That's what I asked. I gave a curious look to my side. Lily, she puffed out as she puffs at me. Unlike you, I remembered. Package in the cupboard next to the sink. I'm not the only one who takes the pill. In hindsight, I feel rather thought this for not remembering it living in a Lily. Looking at the cupboard she mentioned, I noticed the knee-high piles of books around us that are here the other times I visited. For the most part, they're lined up against the wall to give some more room around the table. When you give a bookshelf for your books, is this odd to see books piled around, given your rooms look so neat and orderly otherwise? It's easy to find this way. I know exactly which pile each book is in. When you still line up putting them on each set on a different shelf? Maybe, but she's not immune to the doubts ladies after all. You have so many of them, and it's kind of a shame we can't share book sets despite us both reading so much. Here's a short giggle. You're thinking, why do you order books through Yuko? Imagine there'd be plenty of sites you order books in Braille from, especially in English and Braille. Brazil. Did I pronounce that correctly a second ago? Because I completely lost it. Braille, is that how you're supposed to say it? I think that's supposed to say it. Like, it's supposed to like just Braille? Is that it? Is it Braille? Like, the E is silent? Is that what's going on here? I don't know. And I suppose I won't know, because the likelihood of, like, I don't know. Anyway, Braille, I'm gonna go with that until I know otherwise. Ahem. Imagine there'd be plenty of sites you order books in Braille from, especially in English Braille. There are lots of text-to-speech programs, too. Students read slightly away from me, which strikes me as somewhat surprising. I'm just not all that good with computers. More at typewriters and braillers. That's odd. But that's about it.